MB-800, that is Business Central Functional Consultant Certification Exam. Okay, so today we'll be understanding what is MB-800 exam, what are the key topics you should learn, and we'll be understanding how to set up the Business Central. Okay, so if you I'm just sharing this in the chat. Okay, so if you want to know what is Business Central Functional Consultant, you can find that this is an intermediate level program. So anyhow, there will be a lot of basic towards the advanced topic will be covered here, but still it's an intermediate level program. And the main role is this is for functional consultant. So if you wanted to be a bridge between your technical developer and a stakeholders or the clients. So you are responsible for gathering information from the client, and you will be telling all those things to the developer. Intern developers will be discussing with you any challenges or something you have to discuss with the client or stakeholder. So whatever it is. So the functional consultant part, you are the functional consultant here who will be discussing with the developer as well as the client or those to whom you are doing the project or the stakeholders or something. So we are here. So if you wanted to discuss about the business center, so you should know how it is actually working. Okay, that is the concept here. And this exam you have to renew every 12 months. Okay, so it has a expiry date, and this program will be like they'll be adding more content every at least 3 to 6 months once. Okay, so that is why always it is good to write the exam as soon as possible. Okay, so with this in this exam, you will be understanding how to set up a core functionality and modules, like how to set up a financial module, sales, purchasing, inventory, and how to migrate the data to Business Central. Okay, now let us understand what is this. Okay, so Business Central is basically an ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning, where this is designed for low level to medium level, small level to medium level business. Okay, this is specifically designed for those business. So the ERP will integrate all the modules. So any business, if you take it, may be a small business, like it may be a small stationery shop. It may be a medium level business like jewelry shop or a garment shop or any other shop if you take. So you have all these things involved, right? So you have to manage the inventory, like what is the stock available and when you have to replace it. And there will be a purchasing, like when you have to purchase a new stock into it. Sales, how much items you are selling, and how much item, if it is returning, like what are the items which are returned and what is the reason for that. So all these things you have to manage, and that managing capability is better with ERP system. Okay, Enterprise Resource Planning. So Microsoft has come up with ERP solution called Business Central. Okay, that is what we are going to learn. And how we will be migrating data into the Business Central. Why should I migrate? See, you may be using a very basic ERP, it might be a Tally. Okay, you may be using an existing ERP system which is not giving you that much competitive functionalities as you expect. So if you wanted to convert your data already there in your existing system to Business Central, you can also migrate the data into the Business Central. So as a functional consultant, you should know how to set up a financial management, how to set up a sales, purchase, inventory, and also how to migrate your data to the Business Central. Beyond this, you will be understanding the basic concept about what is Microsoft 365, what is Power Platform, and what is Dynamics 365. Okay, do you have any question in this overview, like why you are learning this and what are the topics you will be covering? And these are the main topics which you really should learn before you just continue your journey with the functional consultant. Any queries till this point?
Can you please tell me what is the difference between Microsoft 365 and Dynamic 365? Are they different?
Very good. So Microsoft 365 is different. Dynamics 365 is different. Why? Because Microsoft 365, which has all the things which is required for a office level understanding, like if you take Word, if you take PowerPoint, Excel, so all these comes under Microsoft 365. Okay, so Microsoft 365 basically works with office level products like these. Okay, so you will be having these products like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, um, planner, calendar, which are essential for the office management. Okay. Whereas Dynamics 365 is specifically for the ERP system, Microsoft Dynamics, which is an ERP system. So you can just go ahead and type Dynamics 365. So you can see what is this Dynamics 365, which is specifically for all the business level thing. Okay. So for all the business level, like you can say Business Central is a which has everything. Okay, which has all the finance. You can take inventory, everything. Even in Dynamics 365, you have other products like finance and operation. Specifically for finance, yeah, here you can see Dynamics 365. Specifically for sales, you have Dynamics 365 sales. Okay. For marketing, you have customer insights. If you want to market, if you want to connect with your customers clearly, like always, if you wanted to stay in touch with them, you have to send the email, you have to send a follow-up email. All these things you can just go ahead with the Dynamics 365. And next to talk about like additional apps, like these are the apps which you can connect with all the Dynamics 365 thing. And beyond this, you have FNO as well. So yeah, here it is. So you have fields and service, customer service, field service, supply chain. So if you say customer service, you have Dynamics 365 finance and project operation. If it is a field service, if you select field service, you have specifically for like technicians will be there, no IoT, mixed reality for them. And if you take supply chain, you have a specific Dynamics 365 supply chain management. And finance, you have a Dynamics 365 finance. And for small to medium business, why? Because for small to medium business, all these core functionalities will be included here in the business center. Okay, whereas if you are completely dealing with finance, for example, you are uh, running a chartered accountant firm or something, you just think about it. So, and if you wanted to just deal only with the finance related stuff, you will not go with the business central. You will deal with the finance. Or if you wanted to only focus on the finance operations only, you can just go ahead with finance in case of supply chain. So Dynamics 365, it's an umbrella where you can see for all the business level. Okay. So Microsoft 365 is for only for the office supplies. So office tools you can take like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, Outlook, Teams. Even Teams comes under Office 365. And you have even more thing under Office 365. Whereas if you take Dynamics 365, you have everything related to the business, specifically for the business. So where you will find something specific for finance, specific for supply chain, specific for inventory, like say customer insights. Okay, and BC is for the anybody who wanted all these integration, but not I don't want to go deep dive into the finance. I don't want to go deep dive with the customer service, but I need the highlighted things from all these module. Then I will go with the small and medium business, which is business center. Clear? Any other questions?
Clear. Thank you.
And Microsoft Power Platform. This may be another doubt you may have. Power Platform is like how you are going to connect with everybody. Like you may have Power BI where you will get the data. It's completely deals with the data. Okay. So what it will do is low code, no code platforms where if you want to create an application, you can use Power Apps. Okay. If you wanted to do automate, if you want to automate any stuff in your office or anything, so you can go with the Power Automate. If you want to create some insights from your data, you can deal with the Power BI. If you want to create a chatbot, you can go with Microsoft Copilot Studio. And if you wanted to create a website, you can go with the Power Pages. So this is what the Power Platform is all about. Okay, Microsoft Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Pages, and Copilot Studio. Now, the thing is why they have added these things here, because in Business Central, you can integrate all these things. For example, if you want to send a mail, you will be integrating Outlook. Okay, if you want to send, if you want to update something in the Teams, then you wanted to use the Teams, which comes under Microsoft 365. If you wanted to add the data from anywhere into Business Central, then you will be using Power Apps. Okay. If you want to show some insights in the Power BI, like a visual diagram, you will be using Microsoft Power Platform. Okay. So this is why you can find almost all these three things in every mod, everything. Like even if you wanted to learn Power Apps, you can find all these things. Fine. So here you have nearly 18 learning path in MB-800. So, and these MB-800 learning path is actually not properly ordered. Okay, directly you can see there is a use of journals, and then you can find some financial module is coming up somewhere else. So see, setup financial module is here, but they are talking about journals in the second learning path itself. Okay, so first thing is we should understand what exactly we should learn. So if you just scroll down, you can find exam study guide. Okay, so if you just open this, you can see what are the real skills required. Okay, few modules they might have added which are essential to learn, but not really important for the exam. Okay, so if you just come here, you can see that these are the skills at the glance. Okay, you should know set up Business Central, configure financials, configure sales and purchasing, and perform Business Central operations. These are the basic skills you should know in order to write your exam. So whenever people are setting up the question, they will be seeing this study guide and they will prepare the questions accordingly. Okay, so these are the thing. According to this skill at glance, I have created the proper learning path. Okay, environment and core setup. That is, this is actually your skill. Set up Business Central, configure financial, configure sales and purchasing, perform busy operation, and additional supplemental. Okay, so if you see like setup Business Central, you can see we will be starting with deploy and configure Business Central. How you should start with the Business Central, where this particular learning path will take 10 hours 57 minutes. So what we will do is wherever the exercises are coming, I'll be giving you some assignments. You have to try that and come back. If you want me to explain, you can let me know. I will be explaining it. Next is your work with Business Central using interface, like user interface. What is Business Central and what are the various icons you should be familiar with? And then next, like work like a pro with the data and BC, set up BC for reporting. These four learning path comes under setup Business Central. Okay, so you can find this learning path which are jumbled here. So deploy and configure Business Central is the very first one. That is fine. But if you take work with Business Central user interface, that will come somewhere, I think, yeah, here. It's not in the proper learning order. Work with the Microsoft Dynamics Business Central user interface. So we will be completing all these learning path, but following this particular skill. Okay, so what is the skill? Based on the skill area, we will be covering all these learning path one by one. Okay, I'll be sharing this Excel sheet with you after the session. And what is the purpose of learning all these things? So here, when you complete the setup Business Central, you will know what is Business Central along with reporting. And while configuring financials, you will understand how to set up a financial management, what is journal, what is bank reconciliation, and process of customer and vendor payments. Okay, where we'll be understanding the key terminologies every financial people should learn. Likewise, if you take configure sales and purchase, we'll be understanding how to configure sales and purchase, how to sell item and services, how to purchase item and services, and return the items. And next comes perform busy operations. Here we'll be understanding, get started with an inventory management, set up warehouse management, assemble items, I get started with the trade. And finally, additional, I told you, right? Few things which are just to understand the concept they'll be giving you, but which are not essential for the exam. So these two things which are additional, okay, but you may expect a question without like, because Power Apps and Power Automate are also important, but it is good to learn, but it doesn't actually have a special weightage in your exam. Okay, we will also learn this. Any question in exam preparation, all these things?
No, no, good.
Okay, fine. So this is the one, and we understood about okay exam topics. What are the topics we'll be covering, and about the exam we have clear. And finally, we have to go with the business central setup. Okay, so if you want to go with the business central setup, the first thing you have to just get into Microsoft Dynamics.com, ENUS Dynamics 365. I'll just leave this thing in the comment section 1 minute. Okay, so here, if you just see, you have this option, try for free. In order to access this Business Central, you should have your business account, either a business account or a school account. So what do you mean by a business account or a school account? Your email ID should have this domain like at the rate. After at the rate, usually we will have gmail.com, right? This is the Gmail domain. But in order to access your business central, you should have at the rate your schoolname.com or your companyname.com. For example, Contaso is a company. This is the sample company we usually use, contaso.com. Your email ID should have your companyname.com or companyname.co.in, something like that, but this should have the domain. You cannot access with your personal account. That is what I just wanted to highlight. Okay, so once you get this, you can just click here, try it for free. So once you click here, try it for free, it will take you to the thing, okay, where you have to select which one you wanted to choose. Okay, so here you have to go with the Business Central. So you can find all these details here. Okay, small to medium, and here you have Business Central. I'm also leaving this in the chat. Okay, just click try for free. It will take you to logging in into the Business Central. So you have to use your account. It will ask you to verify your person, and okay, once the verification is done, you have to go ahead with adding your email ID. Okay, so I have my email ID. So it's like initially it will ask you for the email ID. It will ask you to create your account, and it will show you the confirmation detail. Already I have signed up with my email ID, so it is showing this. Click get started, where it will take you to the Dynamics 365 Business Central sign up page, and it will load this. Initial setup, it may take some time. Okay, so this is your Business Central user interface, how it actually looks like. You can see your Business Central user interface here. So you can see all the modules like finance, cash management, sales, purchasing, vendor, item, bank account, chart of accounts, all these things are here. Okay, and you can just you can just see all the components which are here. And this page is what we will call it as a role center page. This is the role center page, where always it is the landing page of anything. So if you are landing into the Business Central, it will open the role center page, which is like a dashboard where you can find all the details, like it's a consolidated details of everything. Okay, you can see all reports here. If you want to find what are the reports which are directly available, like these are all ready-made components, or you can say these are all the ready-made modules which are directly available for any users to use it. Okay, so these things, finance, everything. Now, if a requirement, if you are getting a requirement, that may be to customize these things. Okay, so if you just click on this customers, you can see the already existing customers. These are not the real customers. Okay, just for our understanding, they have created some customers for us, and you can see there are random data which have been posted, and these are the AI generated images. Okay, so these are the sample data. If you wanted to customize your own, for example, if I wanted to add any customer, so you have to say what customer you're going to add. Okay, so in this, for example, in the general, I don't want this name as a name. I wanted to name it as a first name or something. I don't want these fields. These should be hidden. Anything. Or else I wanted to add more data, like I wanted to add LinkedIn link, like their username or Facebook username. Then you have to customize. Not you. As a functional consultant, you will not be customizing it. You'll be getting the requirement from the client and you will ask the developer to customize. So developer will play a role to write a code using AL programming, and they will be applying those changes in this particular page. Okay, but in order to say something or in order to convince your customers whether this is possible or not, whether this is available in Business Central or not, you should know what is the interface of the Business Central, what are the various modules available in the Business Central, and how we are going to proceed. Okay, so this is how it is. You can see on the top, you can find this is a sample company. Okay, Kronos is a sample company. You have a sample data here, which is already here with some KPIs and everything. Okay, we'll be working with this step by step. So we started what is Business Central and we understood what we are going to learn. From tomorrow, we will start with deploy and configure Business Central, work with Business Central user interface. So the first one, Business Central, set up Business Central. Okay, we will start learning this module and then we will proceed further. Okay, any queries to this point?
No, very clear.
Okay, so you have to just go through this. Okay, and what I want you to come back with is what, just click on this deploy. This is what we're going to see first as first learning path. This learning path has 10 hours and 57 minutes of learning. So you can see here that they have given some introduction to cloud solution provider program, extended trial for a customer, access the administration center, how to manage a sandbox and production environment. So what I want you to do is what, just read this module and come back with your question, because these are all simple theory. Okay. So just if you click here, you can learn what is this customer program, how to extend the trial for the customer. Because you are the functional consultant, you will be dealing with the customer to set up your Business Central, their Business Central. If something, the trial is going to end, how you can extend the trial pack and everything. Okay, how to access the Business Central Administrator Center. So all these things, but still, anyhow, I'll be showing this. Okay, whatever the demo part is here, I'll be showing from where you can find this demo part. But anyhow, I just want you to just go ahead and learn what is GDAP and what is this, all these things, only this module. Okay, this in deploy and configure. You, whenever you get time, just complete the first module, administer Dynamics 365 Business Central online. So we'll be just going very fastly, quickly. I'll just walk you through this quickly when we are discussing this. Few things are not possible when we are trying because it needs a large amount of Azure connections and everything, since you will not be having those connections. So it is good to just to see what all these things are with a screenshot, whatever is there, as not to write the exam, the screenshot is enough. Okay, just to understand how the databases are getting in, what is the storage account. So all these things are enough for you. Okay, when you're coming tomorrow, just come up with your question and I'll be giving you what are the key points which you should know in order to write your exam. Okay. Okay, then we will see tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.